Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com and I can be reached anytime by email at andersonshel@gmail.com. I can be found on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest under Stamp with Shel. Today we are going to be having a play with the Sweet Little Stockings bundle from the mini catalog. All I've ever used from this is a greeting, so I thought maybe it was time that I inked it up. Now, I've seen tons and tons of cards with this bundle done with the stockings, where the little critters are hanging off the top of the stockings, which is what's intended. But I've also seen some done with the Picture This dies. This is a 2-die set that cuts windows into your cardstock. Now, the problem is I do not have these dies, so I thought, what am I going to do? Well, I have a set of dies it's retired. You could do this with the stitch circle or the circle dies as well, but this is a retired set of dies that is the stitched shape dies. That's what I used to create this frame, and I think it's going to work. We're going to find out here together. And then what I did is I ran it through the Tasteful Textile folder so that I could add some gorgeous texture to that piece. And it also removed the indentations from where the dies cut out, so that helped me twofold. And I've taken the liberty of stamping some of the critters and some accessories to go with them, and I've die cut them just for the sake of time. I didn't want this video to be too terribly long, so I just did some pre-cutting and stamping to hopefully make this a much shorter video. Now, the colors of Stampin' blends that I have pulled so far, I may pull some more, are light crumb cake, light gray granite, light smoky slate, dark poppy parade, and I also pulled the garden green marker. And the reason I pulled the garden green marker is because we do not have a garden green Stampin' blend. So I'm going to have to be careful if I do use that so that I don't mix the two mediums together, because then we'll be in trouble. Alright. I'm just gonna, I don't even know if I'm going to use all of these critters, but I just did 4 of them, and we'll figure out what we're going to do as we go along. And I'm just filling in roughly with the markers. Nothing fancy here, because these are wee little images. And as you can see, I just reversed this one. I did with the crumb cake as the main color and the gray granite as the accent, and this one here I just reversed it. And I'm just going to color this little kitten in crumb cake. Boy, this guy's little. go. And now I have a big one here, and I think I'm going to do this one in the gray. Oh, that's going to be nice. I like that. I'm sitting here wondering what would happen if I colored gray over crumb cake. Would I get a hot mess, or would I get you know what, I'm going to try it. When I'm done this one, I'm going to go over that little kitten with the gray and see what I get. Oh, look at that. I like it. It's like a brownie gray. Imagine that. I think this was a good call. You can still see the difference here. Bring these up close so that you can see the different color variations. All right, those are done. Now we're going to go on to our presents and candy canes, and these shouldn't take too long. Now I'm going to do every second stripe in the poppy. Well, I messed that up, didn't I? Ha! Well, well, well. I guess this one is going to be a tricolor present. Let's try this again. Was yapping too much and not paying attention to what I was doing. Let's try this again. Every second one, Shelley. That might look a little bit better. All right, same thing on my candy canes. Just quickly gonna color every second one. This coloring is actually going much quicker than I thought it would. All right, now I have my Santa hats. We'll get some color on these. And then all we have to do is deal with the stripes on the presents and we'll be done. Now when I was cutting these out, I noticed that there was a little tiny die, and I'm not sure what it's for, but I think, let me grab my tweezers and show you this die cut. I think it's to make like a cottony puff on the end of that hat. Well, probably hard for you to see it there anyway. I think that's what it's intended for. but I'm not sure that I like it. I think I may leave those off. All right, let's take all of these off except for the present, and we'll see how it looks when I add. I think I'm going to have to use the other end of this marker. Oh no, it's dry. Okay, we're going to go to a different. I'm going to go to, I don't know what I'm going to go to. I'm just going to grab some markers and see. Let's bring this in. That's too light. Let's try this one. It's a totally different color, but I think I can get away with it. I think I can. And you see where I mix those two types of ink, it's not very pretty. Yeah, I'm going to just toss that present. I don't like it. So we'll finish this one that I have so far colored correctly. Sorry if I've got my big head in the camera here, but this is pretty close work. And I definitely don't want any white spots showing. Now one more red stripe and this present will look proper. There we go. All right, I think we're ready to begin assembly. So I have a Poppy Parade standard card base. And then I have a Whisper White matte layer, to which I'm going to add this garden green like that. So let's get some Tombow on this layer, and you can see why I've chosen Tombow, because it's going to allow me to get into all these tight little areas. All right, let's get this out of here before I get glue on that. And we'll pick this up. And hopefully be able to wiggle this into place. Just like so. There we go. Now this layer will go down on the front of our card. And then all we have to do is decorate. Oh, that's pretty. Very bright. Now this little banner here, this was a die in the set, and I used just the little Very Merry. I'm going to put this down here at the end. So I'm just going to lay it there for now so that I can figure out what I'm going to do here. I'm going to bring this piece of paper back in, Actually, I might bring my silicone mat instead. It's going to be easier for you to see. Plus, I will be able to, I have no fingernails. I will be able to get my adhesive on here without too much worry. And I'm going to put it on the back of this guy too. You see, the beauty is I can put this down on the silicone mat, get his hat on where I want it, and then pick him up and plop him. Isn't that cute? Love it! All right, we're going to do another one. We'll put some adhesive on the back. Bring in the Santa cap. Plop this where we want it. And then pick up the entire piece. There we go. And place that. Maybe place that where I want it. All right. Now for the big kitty. And the last Santa cap. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put the cap on that guy. I might put the cap on this guy. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to cover up this guy's ears and put the cap on him because I don't want to cover up this guy's ears. If that makes any sense. Awesome. Now I have this present. And I'm going to take my snips. I didn't cut that very well. So I'm just going to even that up so it's eye-pleasing. And I'm thinking, you know what? I might put that present on the inside. And I might put the candy canes if I can pick them up. Let's try this. If I put 2 candy canes up here and kind of crossed them a little bit and then added a bow. Maybe 2 is too much. Yes, so then I'll have that candy cane and that present for the inside. All right, we need some adhesive. And we'll pop that candy cane on. Now I think I'm going to use Tombow, no, maybe a glue dot. I'm going to use a glue dot for this one. And I'm just going to roll it up into a tiny ball. And bam. Oh, isn't that cute? Very cute. Now, this one here, we are going to pop up on dimensionals. And we can use full size. And just grab a couple and we'll pop them on the back. And bam. Very merry. All right. So we need to have a piece of basic white for the inside. You see what I've got here in my scraps? Oh, here's a little piece. I don't worry too much about what size I choose for the inside. I just kind of go to my scrap bin and whatever I have in there, that's what I use. It just saves on having a million scraps here, there, and everywhere. So, bam, right down there. Did you see me put that right down in that glue? That wasn't very smart. Thank heavens for my glue eraser. All right, now we have this little present and candy cane left. We'll get some adhesive on them, and we're going to put them on the inside. Down here, maybe this one up at the top. Just like so. So it makes it pretty on the inside. Now we should find some embellishment. What shall we use? Let me grab my box of tricks here and we'll see. These holiday rhinestones may work. I'm kind of liking these green ones. I'm going to pop it on and see how. No, I don't like the green ones. And the red ones are too dark, so these ones are going back in the box. So we will continue our journey. That's a possibility. I'm just going to quickly flip through here, see what I can see. I have a bazillion things here. Ooh! This is 12 Tidings glittering, I don't even know how to say that, enamel dots. I think these may be the answer. Yes, they are. Check that out. And I'm going to use some fairly hefty ones because I can. I know, a little much, but you gotta like the sparkle. All right. We're done with those. Those were just the icing on the cake, if you ask me. And here is our end result. Isn't that pretty? Very traditional colors, red, green, and white for Christmas, but I think it turned out fabulous. And I love the texture on this background. So if you have some circle dies or some circle punches, or you don't even need to have circles, you could do them squares, ovals, whatever you have. Even little triangles would be cool. Because these guys could hang out the bottom of the fat part of the triangle, and the top part of the triangle could go up. You could do stars, whatever you have. Give it a try. I'd love to see what you come up with. All right. Thanks for joining me today. It's been fab. Bye-bye.